Oh, hello, that was fast. Welcome, welcome. Didn't think I'd have anybody hopping in that soon. Or either that or that's me. I'm not sure if it counts me or not. It's about 30 minutes. I think I horribly overestimated the amount of time that was going to take. Or underestimated, I guess, rather. Oh, welcome, welcome! I got a couple of people in here already. Dang, that was fast. Here we are again. We got pieces all traced out for some feet paws here. The only thing that I didn't trace out was the claws and the bottom of the feet paws. I figured I could work on the claws while I'm on camera, and the bottoms I can do when I'm ready for the bottoms. But we have claws. I just want to check this ref sheet again. They are in fact white. I hope that I made them big enough. I probably did. Okay, I guess we'll go ahead and get started on the claws. Oh, people joined and left. That's okay. Not everybody wants to stay. What's this? Just my friends letting me know that I missed playing video games with them today, but they knew that I had to work, so that's okay. Oh, come on. Slipperiest fabric. Hello, welcome. Hi, Dazer. Haven't seen you in a while. Yep, we are making some kangaroo paws at the moment. Kangaroo feet paws. Should be good. Okay, toss. We're just trying to get as much work done today as possible. I think I'm kind of cruising on it. It's been productive. KC, hello. Or CK, sorry. I'm a little dyslexic apparently. Welcome, welcome. Oh no. Oh, hi. I haven't seen you. I knew that sounded familiar. I just didn't know why. I'm glad that you could join. You can tell how excited I am by how high-pitched my voice got. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Nani? Which direction is this going? That way. I'll just make sure that we have everything go in the right direction because we don't want to have to remake anything if we can help it. I'm glad that you guys are able to join. It's really nice to actually have people in my stream. Okay, let's see. We gotta make 4 of these and 2 of those. We are cruising today. I think my little intermission was actually a little bit longer than 30 minutes, but and Dazer, I totally feel you about your sleep schedule because mine is not optimal. I've had really bad insomnia lately, so go to bed sometime between midnight and 3 a.m. and then wake up, I don't know, usually sometime around 9. Today I slept in until 10 because I was just really, really tired. Oh, thank you. Oh, yeah, I'm making feet paws right now. You guys are so encouraging. This is exactly what I needed. I just needed somebody to cheer me on while I get work done. Gosh. And Calico, I'm so glad. I can't believe that we had such like a wonderful friendship blossom over a couple of pairs of feet paws. Feet paws. That one Anthrocon was just a really good year in general. That was 2016 was like the best year of my life so far. Optimistically saying so far. Well, thank you. Right now we're making some Roo paws. They are a slightly different pattern because they have 3 toes and not 4. But I'm pretty excited about it. Save that for later. Pretty excited about it. We've got good things happening. Make sure I got my sewing machine. Baby Guinnesses, yeah, and Pickles, the waiter. So funny. He was so cool. Okay, all right. Let's just get right into it. My foot's a little bit sore. Some of you probably know, and some of you might not. I broke my foot like, geez, like it's like 2 months ago, and it's still. I've been taking great care of it, so it's a little bit sore. And of course, it's my sewing machine foot. It's my sewing pedal foot. So, but we're just going to take things slow. Does it make you guys nervous when my hand gets that close to the needle? I've always wondered. I can't remember if I asked that earlier or not. I've had a couple of people tell me that it's absolutely terrifying to watch me sew because I get my hands really close to all the moving parts on my sewing machine. Yeah, knock on wood, majorly knock on wood here, but I have never run my hand over with my sewing machine. And I have been sewing for 21 years, I want to say. I think I started, oh, well, I guess 22 years because I just turned 27. I think I started sewing when I was like around 5. So, on this sewing machine too, actually. Me and this Necky have been together for a long time. This is my mom's sewing machine. And she gave it to me in, I want to say, I think that was 2011 is when she gave me the sewing machine because she got a new one for her birthday. Yeah, right? I've been sewing for a long time. I didn't start out sewing anything super crazy or anything. I just was you know, making little pillows and stuff. Nothing super complicated, but the muscle memory is there. That's the takeaway. I have never run my finger or my hand or anything over with a sewing machine, but I do have one little piece on the side that has caught fingers before. It's like on the arm that goes up and down. There's like a little piece right here. Oh, welcome. I'm glad that you're here. It's okay if you can't stay and watch the whole time. I'm glad that you're here. But yeah, that little piece. I bent it up so it shouldn't catch anything anymore. But I've broken many a fingernail catching on that piece. Wow, there's 7 people in here. Wow. Gosh, I feel loved. That's amazing. I think one of those might be me, but I don't care if it counts me. I'm a person too. Okay. Just making sure we don't get any wrinkles anywhere important. I've gotten better at making claws in the last couple of years. I really used to dread making claws, and now it's kind of fun because I realized that I was being dumb. I used to cut all the pieces out first. And then one day I was like, why do I do this? Like, it just makes it way harder to cut all the pieces out first. So then I stopped doing that and I started just sewing them on a sheet like this. And that is the way easier way of doing that. Okay, let's see. Pull this down a little bit. This fabric is very slippery and it's not pinned anywhere. So, because I don't really need to pin it for just this. But we are going to make sure that nothing slips enough to be a problem. Let's see. Oh, thank you. I'm really glad to hear that. I really love making paws, and it's kind of intimidating when I have to make a brand new pattern from scratch, which is what I did with these. Because I won't know if they work until they're all put together. Sometimes I'll make a practice pair. But because these are a specialty set of paws, they're not like just, you know, dog paws or something like that. It's a lot harder to sell specialty paws. So instead of making a practice pair, I'm just going to make a pair and hopefully they'll turn out. And if they don't, then I'll just make adjustments and make another. So I actually have enough material for this suit that I don't feel super bad about doing something like that. Get out of there. Good. Look at that. A shiny set of claws. Well, they're not really shiny, but you know what I mean. Like, keep trying to, I'm like, gotta go fast, and then I start cutting. I'm like, oh, actually, maybe we don't need to go fast, because the last thing I need is to lose a finger or something, because I was going too ham. Not cut off any fingers today. Can't afford that shit. But my back is already kind of tired, but we'll be fine. I really want to get one of those little posture correcting harnesses that you wear around your shoulders that keeps your shoulders from slumping, because I hear that that can be a really good solution to A, correct your posture, and B, like help with back problems. And I have back problems. Any job where you sit at a desk. Somebody recommended that I get one of those balls, one of those big like yoga balls or whatever that you sit on. I don't hate that idea, but I'm a big person, so I'm a little worried that I'll get one of those and then like pop it or something. That would be super embarrassing. It's like, especially if it happened on stream, just like streaming and then your chair pops. That would be awful. Yeah. I know that they make those chairs that you sit on your knees, but we had those as computer chairs growing up, and let me tell you, first of all, they did not fix your posture, and second of all, like, I don't know if it's just my family or what, but like we found ways to sit on those that was not the way that it was supposed to be sat upon. So they didn't really do any good. But yeah, yoga ball chairs could be might be worth a try. I did buy myself a purple cushion for my chair, because the padding on my chair was all worn out because it's an old chair. I think I got this chair somewhere around 2015. May have been earlier than that, but you know, you sit on it for 6 to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I weigh a lot, so the padding died on it basically immediately. But the purple chair is kind of nice. I haven't really decided if it was worth the money because purple brand chairs and mattresses and whatever, they're fairly expensive. Got a little polyfill here. But it is kind of nice to not be sitting on a chair that feels like a rock. Yeah. Yeah, the ones that I was looking at were like $50. It's one of the reasons why I didn't go ahead and buy one. Is like, well, first of all, I feel like I could make one. It's just like strapping and Velcro. But, and then also $50 for something like that just kind of feels a little bit excessive. Like I just need to remind myself to sit up straight. The problem that I run into is that I look down all day when I work. So between slumping my shoulders and being fairly large chested and then looking down all day for work, my neck and my back just kind of end up a mess. But I'm having fun. Look at that. We've already been streaming for almost 18 minutes. Okay. Stuff them claws. It's pretty nice. I'm hoping that I can get most of the way done on these feet paws before I call it quits for the day. I usually quit at 6, but depending on how it goes, I might work a bit later than that. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, it's only Tuesday today, huh? Don't like it. Feels like it's been a long week already. I didn't have a very good day yesterday, so just woke up and had a bad brain day, so I feel like that happens to pretty much everybody. Feels like it's been a longer week than it has. But I had a 3-day weekend, and that was really nice. Didn't take yesterday off, but I did take Friday off, and that was really nice. Just like do birthday stuff and whatever, have cake, watch movies, play video games, do recreational things. That one's got a little bit more stuffing in it than the others. I can feel it. Oh yeah, there you go. New job. That's exciting. Are you excited about it? Is it intimidating? I haven't started a new job in 6 years, a little bit more than 6 years. I think it's the last time I started a new job. That's weird to think about. I've been doing this full time for 6 years. A little bit more than 6 years. because I was working my last job while I was doing this as well. Working 2 jobs at once sucks. Can't believe that there are people that have to work like multiple jobs. Feel bad for them. Super excited. That's good. Oh, wow, you're moving to Colorado. Nice. Good luck. I hope you found somewhere where the rent isn't too expensive. Or hopefully you have some roommates or something, because it costs a lot to live over here. That one's got more stuffing in it than the other one. I can feel it. Yeah, price of living, especially if you live in or around Denver. It's gotten pretty high. I heard that Colorado Springs wasn't horrible, but when I looked last time, it cost about the same amount to live in Colorado Springs that it did in Denver, so. Okay, we've got claws and they're stuffed. Now we can sew them. Get out of there. There we go. Thirsty. I realized when I was done streaming earlier that I hadn't had any water. And now I've got my Nalgene bottle full of ice water. Should be good. Woo! Got a little bit of it down the wrong tube though. I didn't need to do that. I didn't need to cut that apart. I'm going to do this, actually, so that I don't lose a claw. Forgot my procedure here. Got distracted. Saves, actually saves thread to do it this way, too. So we're being environmentally friendly, kind of, not really, but I'm gonna have to oil my sewing machine pedal at some point. It's gotten a bit squeaky. Okay. Okay, there we go. Look at that. Now they're all on a little chain. They can't go anywhere. They can't get lost. It's good. And while we're at it, we're just going to go ahead and sew these booties together, since we're doing that before we start cutting fur and whatnot. I've got all my fur pieces traced out, but I don't know. I'm almost out of this like fun wine printed fabric. I don't know what kind I'm going to get next. I usually try to get something fun, since the linings of paws are one of the only things that I get to choose. I like to get prints that make me happy. because the linings are not visible when it's all done, pretty much me and the client are the only ones that ever really see what fabric I pick for the linings of things, but I like for it to be fun. I like to switch it up. It's better than having just a plain color, which I do sometimes too, but I had one person at one point ask me, they're like, oh, can I pick what fabric I want? Actually, I've had several people ask me that. And I mean, if somebody's got like a simple request, it's not like I'm going to deny them. But there was one person at one point that was asking about a printed fabric that was really expensive. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to spend $80 a yard on a fabric that nobody else is going to see when, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's got little wine glasses and wine bottles on it. I thought it was kind of fun. It's really pretty. My camera doesn't do it justice. It's a really pretty, like a rosy Merlot color. It kind of looks brown on my screen, but it's not actually brown. Doing this at the beginning, it's kind of hard to make myself sew up like claws and booties and whatnot at the beginning, but it feels like it goes way faster later when I don't have to do it. This fabric is used for lining the inside of the paws because they're stuffed with polyfill. It's not fun to have polyfill touching you, and if you get sweaty, it sticks all over. So this basically just keeps the polyfill in the paws and keeps it from touching you. And it can, especially it will probably work this way with these paws. It generally helps them keep their shape when their fabric that I'm using is thinner. So shorter pile furs tend to look nicer with some kind of lining. And since I do it anyways, it just works out. It's just good. But we make the booties, and it's good. And I think I have just enough of this fabric to do the lining on the hand paws as well, so I'm pretty excited about it. I've had people request that the lining be made out of spandex, but spandex is so difficult to work with that I generally don't go with that. Spandex is a pain to work with. And I make some of my own clothing when the opportunity arises. I've made pairs of leggings and yoga pants and yoga shorts, things like that, myself. And even if I'm the one that's going to directly benefit from it, I still have a hard time making myself work with spandex. So it's not a particularly fun fabric to work with. But yeah, it's okay. We do what we can. Like throw clips all over my desk. I'm also kind of trying to work while my motivation is still high. I'm over here like zoom. I would totally be drinking like caffeinated beverages, except it's late enough in the day that I won't sleep if I have caffeine this late, and I have to wake up at 5 tomorrow morning. So this has got a 5-hour drive just to go to the doctor's office because people out here are incompetent. Get her done. Yep. trying to make progress. I think that streams are good because, I mean, it's difficult to work on camera and focus sometimes, but I think that people tend to like being able to see that I'm getting stuff done. So, you know, that's good. We like getting things done. Is that fifth one way? I don't know what that means. I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, yeah, yeah, it's 5 hours each direction. It's not like the nearest doctor, like it's not like there are not doctors out here, it's just the doctors out here are incompetent. My dad, like a little bit more than a month ago, just about died, because he got kidney stones. He had really bad kidney stones, and he went to the emergency room locally to try to receive emergency care because he was, you know, in a lot of pain, and they weren't sure if it was kidney stones to start out with, but they mishandled him pretty badly, and he ended up rupturing. He had a minor rupture in one of his kidneys. So luckily he's fine. They took him to another facility, and they were able to take good enough care of him that he didn't end up dying or anything, but he sure did give us a scare. So, yeah, I don't trust the people around here with my medical care. I would like to see somebody who has to, you know, the people out here stay in business because the people who live out here don't know any better. But I do, because haven't lived out here my whole life. I, like, had the fortune of going somewhere else and discovering that doctors are better in other places. I've been to the doctor a lot. And I think moving forward that they'll probably be able to do just like a Zoom call or something, but I'm seeing a new doctor this time, so I actually have to go. My fingers that works out. Kind of tired of having to go to the doctor. But yeah, we were pretty worried about my dad. He was in a lot of pain. He was literally, my mom had to take him to the ER, and he was literally on the floor screaming. He was in so much pain. And just like, my dad is a very strong dude. Like, I don't see him emote very much. So the thought of him rolling around on this floor screaming in pain, I can barely even imagine it. But yeah, so my mom was like, "Oh, you should just find a doctor out here. I'm sure they'll be fine." I'm like, no, thank you. I would like to live. Okay, what are we doing now? We've got claws made, we've got booties made. I guess we're cutting fur out. Where's my fur? Okay. We've got pieces. I think I may have traced too many pieces, but it's better to trace too many than too few, so we'll see. Actually, I'm going to snap this. I broke it a little. It wouldn't be the first time, and it won't be the last. So we don't want to have to work too hard at cutting this. I only own about 1 billion box cutter blades, so I guess technically this is a utility knife, but I've been calling it box cutter for like 10 years, so I'm just going to keep calling it a box cutter. They must be working on something down in the coffee shop because I can hear them. All these little strips. Yeah, I was super smart, and I actually ordered back in like, geez, it's been forever. It was either 2014 or 2015. I ordered a bunch of them off of eBay. I ordered 500 blades, and they sent me an extra 200 because they said that some of them were a little dull, and they didn't want to try to go through and like check them all. So I have literally hundreds of. We gotta cut out all these little pieces. Gotta remind myself to sit up straight. I keep like, ooh. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but that was my back. Clunk, clunk goes my spine. That actually felt pretty good. I labeled some of these and not others because there's, I don't know, it's these are for the middle toes. That's why they have a 3 on them. Because they're different, they're slightly different than these, and I didn't want to mistake them for each other. It saves some time to label your things. Oh, everybody left. I wonder if my stream died. Oh, no, they're back. The internet here isn't the greatest, so I know that sometimes you have to reload things or whatever. Yeah. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I'm sorry that it died for a second. It sounds like they're working on something down in the coffee shop right now. So they're normally closed at 2, and everybody's gone home by like 3 or so, but it sounds like they might be doing something down there right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's the internet that did it. It's also not city internet, it's country internet, so that was part of my hesitation in getting back into streaming, was that I was worried that my internet wouldn't be able to handle it. And I probably will generally start streaming like in the afternoons just to try to maintain the internet integrity. But yeah, if you have to rejoin, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I can do about it. Oh, it's nice, but I spend too much money there. It's really nice to be able to go down and get like breakfast like 5 days a week if I want. I spend way too much money, but I get a discount because the coffee shop is owned by my landlord, so I get a resident discount, which is awesome. I get 20% off of everything. And then it's also like my rent is so affordable that I don't really mind going down there and getting breakfast whenever I want. And it's really nice to not have to cook for myself because I used to skip breakfast, and I think that that's not a good thing to do long term. So even though I eat breakfast now, I've actually lost some weight, which is nice because I'm eating more earlier in the day and less later in the evening. So now I don't get to the end of the day and haven't eaten anything all day most of the time. Well, I mean, I guess I still do that a fair amount of the time, but I usually eat breakfast. I didn't eat most of my breakfast this morning because I wasn't super hungry. Look how fun that is. I can't be the only person who thinks that that's kind of fun. It's like Swiss cheese, like really nice looking Swiss cheese. Okay, we got all the lighter gray. Now we gotta grab the darker gray. And I made the mistake of putting on chapstick, and now I've got fur stuck to my lips. I got snake bites, and they're still healing. And one of the things that I've discovered is that I will get fur wrapped up in the jewelry for that, and that's kind of weird because then you just have like something tickling your lip all day. But I love my snake bites. I can't believe how happy getting holes punched in my face makes me. It's like I'm ready to pay somebody to hurt me again. You can hear the traffic that goes by though, because everybody out here's got to have a pickup truck. Because it's just not country enough unless you drive a big ass truck. And I could actually tell too how fast people are going because the speed limit around there is 15 miles an hour, and there's a little crosswalk, and it's raised up a little bit, and so people like twice a day will drive by with their ginormous pickup truck and usually like a trailer or something, and they'll go over that going like 30 miles an hour, and it makes so much noise. Everything in the back of their truck bounces all over the place. Yeah, that's why we keep it fresh. Also, the backing on this is wonderful. This is a super, super nice quality fur. So the type of backing makes a difference, and also having a sharp blade makes a difference. The black seal fur that I use, the backing is a lot stretchier. It's a lot more flexible, so it's actually harder to cut. It's also kind of nice to just like be able to cut in straight lines. It goes pretty fast. But yeah, nice. We keep our blades fresh so that we don't have to do as much work. We let the blade do the work. That's the rule of thumb. And I think it was last week. No, it was like week before last. It was like a week or two ago. I ended up cutting my hand on my scissors. I was like, of course I cut my hand on my scissors. I was already having a bad day that day, and then like slipped and sliced my hand. That was not fun. It's been kind of a year like that. Like there's been a lot of that. Break my foot, slice my hand open. Got medical problems that have been popping up that are not fun. Hopefully they'll be taken care of sooner rather than later, though. If I can find a decent doctor, that would help a lot. I really liked my old doctor, but I got insurance this year, the beginning of the year. I finally bought health insurance. I finally got signed up for health insurance because I spent enough money on medical stuff over the last couple of years that it's like, as much as I hate paying a couple $100s a month for health insurance. Like, I had that ER bill last year that was $6,000 that would have been a couple $100s if I'd had insurance, and it took me a whole year to pay it off. So there's really something to be said. And then I knew, I mean, I thought that we thought that my appendix was going to rupture, which is why I went to the ER and not urgent care. But if it had been that would have been even worse, because that costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to get organs removed. So just like was looking into the future and seeing that there was going to be more medical expenses, and it's like, well, maybe I'll go ahead and get insurance. But I loved my doctor that I had, but I got my insurance, and the website says that they take the insurance that I have, but apparently not the specific plan that I have, or something like that. There's shenanigans. So I had to switch doctors. I had to find a doctor that took my insurance. It's so stupid. I hate how complicated they make it. If you pay for everything out of pocket, like, it's a little complicated, because sometimes they have to give you different medications and whatever. But yeah, I was gonna say, you had to deal with that right at the beginning of the year. I remember that. Can't believe that was this year. It feels like 3 years ago. But yeah, knowing that I'm gonna have more medical expenses that are gonna come up over the next year and a half or 2 years, I went ahead and decided that it was more worthwhile to pay insurance. And then if I ever have an emergency and I have to go to the ER, hopefully I'll get out of there without having to, sign away my firstborn child. Because I went to the ER and I got an IV of like a mild painkiller and an anti-nausea medication and some minor blood work, and it was $6,000. So, and they didn't even do everything that they needed to do. They were it ended up being a stomach ulcer. And they were gonna do an ultrasound, but when they found out that I didn't have insurance, they're like, yeah, we can do an ultrasound to confirm if you want, but we're like 99% sure that this is what your problem is, because it matches all the symptoms. And if we do an ultrasound here, it's going to cost you like another $2,000. They were like, just go to Planned Parenthood and tell them that they need to do an ultrasound on your stomach to confirm that you have stomach ulcers. Congratulations, you can't eat spicy food anymore, or acidic food, or caffeine. Sucks. Take care of yourself. But yeah, so that was the whole thing. That sucked. I'm really careful about what I eat most of the time now, so I don't have as much trouble with it that I used to, but yeah, it sucks to not be healthy. Almost done cutting these toes out. So yeah, it's kind of worth it to have health insurance, or hopefully it will be. Might look back and decide that it wasn't worth it, but for now we're not taking any chances. Then we got little piles of fur, and then we're gonna have to make sure that I didn't miss anything. I didn't really have lunch today. I inhaled a couple of cheese sticks. So I'm gonna be excited for dinner when this is all done. I'm gonna make some stir fry or something. Okay. Sit back for a second. Stretch my shoulders out. This is nice. Okay. Let's see what we got here. What? Did I not flip those? Am I stupid? I think I'm stupid. Not actually, but like practically. I think I didn't flip those. I did 4 of the same ones. Well, I'm gonna have to dig those out and flip them. Pizza Fox. Honestly, if you could out here, I would probably let you, but the closest pizza place is 30 minutes away, and they don't deliver all the way out here. So, as nice as that would be, it's not really an option. Also, you know, I love pizza. I do. I love eating it, but pizza doesn't love me back. Can't believe that I didn't flip that. Okay, well, rather than beating myself up over it, I'm just going to get some pieces retraced. I'll just do... It's fine. Happens to everybody. Okay. Set those aside just in case. Yeah. Where did my marker go? Yeah. I was just so excited about, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly what happened, but I was just too excited about cutting pieces of fur out. Oh, why is that? I did flip. Okay, I was like, how dumb. I've done that before, actually, where I like went and discovered that I had not flipped my pattern, and then I retraced new pieces, and then discovered that the pieces that I had retraced were the exact same side that I'd done previously. So I had all the pieces and none of the ones that I needed. Okay, but that's okay, because we're just, see, that didn't even take that long. That's one of the things with the new pattern too. It just kind of happens. I'm just second guessing myself on everything now. I'm like, what's going on, man? We have 8 people in here right now. That's so cool. Welcome, welcome everyone. It's so nice to have some company. I bet it's partially because I'm streaming so late that all the East Coasters are done with work now. Okay, let's do, we got our little piles going, our little toe piles. Let's just get some clips going here. Guess we'll start with the short ones because these are on top. Boop. Oh, the other thing about getting food delivered, not only is food delivery just not a thing out here, but also I'm not confident that the delivery person would be able to find the door. They'd show up and they'd be like, coffee shop's closed. There would definitely be no, like, get it in 30 minutes or it's free type of thing either. Because it would be 30 minutes just for them to get here. There is a nice restaurant down the street that I would like to go to again at some point. We got delivery from them. It wasn't delivery, but we got food from them on Friday. And it was okay. I think that I'm gonna have to adjust what I order because apparently out here in the country, if you order your burger medium well, that means burned. Like in the city, if you order your burger medium well, it means like it's not mooing anymore. Because apparently city people don't fuck around with raw beef. But yeah. Got my burger and it was all burned. It wasn't like burned, but it was very, very overcooked. Which honestly doesn't surprise me because the people out here kind of yeehaw anyways. So of course they'd be like, "Ah, what kind of city slicker orders their burger medium well? They don't trust us to cook their burger." No, I do not. In fact, but yeah, just making myself hungry. Don't mind. Radix Paws had the little, it's funny, I've gotten to make 2 characters in a row that have little separate colored toes. Radix Paws had these 2, but I was making 2 pairs of paws for him, so it felt like it took forever. What I should have done was just make them 1 pair at a time, but because he had 2 pairs, I just went ahead and made them both at the same time, and man, it felt like it took forever. Took twice as long, but I ended up with twice as many paws, so there's that. He also had 4 toes on each paw instead of 3, so that does actually make a difference. Good. Gotta find a way to sit that doesn't make my feet go numb too, because I keep catching myself. My toes go a little numb. It's not cold in here today, but it's also not warm. And the solution to that would be to wear socks or something, like if my feet were getting too cold, but I don't like wearing socks around my house. I did when I had carpet, but I don't have carpet in my current place. And well, there's carpet in here, but the rest of the apartment doesn't have carpet in it. Because this is a bedroom. Technically, it's not my bedroom. I sleep in the living room, but what did I just, which one of these? This one. Whew. Let's see. I'm pretty excited about this though. It's nice to work on something that's not super complicated. Because I took some commissions in the last couple of months that I know are going to be a complicated project when they come up on my queue, and I try not to do very many of those in a row because I tried to never do multiple complicated suits in a row because man, that'll kill your work vibe. But I get to make some cool things. I get to make this cool kangaroo, then I get to make a cool griffin, and then hopefully I get to make a cool canine. I'm just pretty excited about the projects that I have on my list. This is nice. It feels nice to just like work and not be, I got like a fantastic excuse to tell everybody to leave me alone. It's like, oh yeah, I'm streaming, so go away. It's a good excuse to not check my phone. I told my sister recently that I thought I was going to have to fake my own death to get a decent workday without being interrupted. Then we're going to get some sewing done here pretty soon. We've almost got all these pieces clipped up. I'm just going to have to do the strips on the bottom of the ankle parts next. Oh, I gotta see if I can figure out which ones are which. Should I do these wrong? Don't think so. No, that one goes with that one. Okay, we're good. And that one's the same one. So that means these go with that one. Not sure. Not sure if I'm going to get all these. I'm not sure if I'm going to get these all the way done before I have to call it a day. But it's 5:30 right now, so we'll just keep working. I don't mind. Oh. I do really enjoy these clips. I got a bunch of these rainbow colored clips last year when it looked like my sister was going to start working with me because I thought they would be fun. But it turns out that my sister's just a little too OCD for multicolored clips because, bless her heart, she was sorting them into piles based off of color and then clipping them, like using all the single colored clips, and it was taking forever. And I was just like, no, we can't. It can't take you this long to clip things up because you're busy sorting through your clips for colors. So she ended up using my red ones, and then she didn't stay working with me. So this is one of the reasons why when people are like, oh, I would love to intern with you, or like, you know, looking for a job or whatever, it's like, I don't think that you understand how much time and effort it takes to train a new person to be able to, you know, be worth paying. And then if they don't stay for very long, then that's just a huge loss of income. But I always have people telling me, they're like, oh, you should get some help, you should hire some help. I'm like, well, if I could find somebody who could do a good job that would stay, then I might, but I can't afford to keep training people and then having them leave. They like find other things. This is not their calling. And then also, I am not really interested in training people who are going to go off and start their own fursuit business, because while I don't have a lot of things that are trade secrets anymore, I do have enough that it's like, you know, if you're going to run off and start your own business and make fursuits that look exactly like mine because you learned how to do them the way that I do them, then that's not going to work out. But it would be nice to have some help. Come on, cameras, focus. Focus. See if I can get my camera to refocus. There we go. That's a little better. I just realized that it was blurry. A little fur must have flown by it and screwed up its focal. Whatever. It's focal whatever. That's the technical term for it. Okay, well, we have all of our pieces clipped up now. So now we get to sew. You guys get to hear my lovely sewing machine chonking away. Just gonna get right into it. Oh, I just realized that my whole setup shakes when I'm sewing. I wonder if I can make it so it doesn't do that. Let's do this. Just set on my lamp, so maybe I can just scoot my lamp a little bit further away. And maybe it won't do that anymore. I wonder if it's been doing that the whole time. That's a little better. That's what I get for not looking. I don't know if it did that on the last one or not. And I'm not sure if I moved my desk or something. But that would be super annoying. Okay, there's one. Put that on the floor. This is good. I think we're going to be able to make a decent amount of progress on these before quitting time. We're either going to finish them or we're going to get most of the way finished. Don't think I'll finish them today, but I would like to get as far as possible. I'll probably only work for another 30 minutes or so. Just make 6 o'clock my quitting time as usual. I've had people tell me that I should hire somebody to do all the tedious sewing, and it's hard to explain to people that the sewing is like my favorite part. Like I love getting to sit at my sewing machine and just sew. I think it's good. It's my favorite. They're like, oh, and then, you know, you could train somebody to do that part, and then all you'd have to do is make the heads. I'm like, no. The heads are hard. I don't want to have to do only the hard part. That's like a step backwards. Like, this is way more fun. And, like, you know, the danger of sewing your fingers together, but also, like, no hot glue burns. I don't want to have to only make heads. They're like, oh, you could just get to the point where you're the manager and everybody else makes stuff. And I'm like, no, that's even worse. I would rather pay and trace somebody else to be the manager. Like, you do all the office work and I will just make fuzzy costumes all day. Paying somebody else to do that would be a massive step in the wrong direction. I want to do the fun part. This is my favorite. Keep seeing. Let's see. There we go. We got all the ankles sewn up now. On to the toes. Okay. It's interesting though, because everybody who has never actually run a business always wants to tell you how to run yours. Go ahead and get these. I also really like streaming sewing. I don't feel like there's as much to watch, but the pieces come together pretty quickly. Which I think is fun. Oh, my bobbin just ran out. It did. Luckily, I was paying attention, so I saw it before I got too far. And I'm actually going to have to wind bobbins this time because I think I used all the ones that I had wound up already. That's okay. We'll just take a second. Wind the bobbin. So glad that I don't have to wind bobbins by hand. Let's do two. We're going to do two bobbins. Oops, that one didn't stay. Come on. I kind of wonder how many bobbins worth of thread are on each spool. Like, I'm not curious enough to do the math, but just something to think about. Every single spool of thread is precious to us now. We went for so long without any. Can't do my job. Everybody decided to make masks. Oh my god, I was so salty about that. I mean, it's cool that there's masks, and I know that like the demand for them went up really rapidly, but everybody and their dog deciding that they were gonna make masks and sell them or whatever. And like, I couldn't believe it. I went to Joann's like 4 times and they didn't have any. They were cleared out of everything except for the ultra specialty thread. I'm like, what the hell? Well, because Susan and her kids decided that they were going to sew masks for a living. Okay. Meanwhile, we have fursuit builder panic. Thread is like toilet paper. Like, you don't think about it until you can't get it anymore. It's the first time I've ever seen anything like that happen, too. with the thread, not the toilet paper, obviously, but it'll definitely be interesting to see when conventions start being a thing again, though, because I know a lot of people who are feeling rather sad about the fact that there's not really any cons going on for a while. They've already started canceling next year's cons. Like, I think they canceled FC, and I haven't heard about TFF for any of the following ones, but I'm really, really glad that all the cons got canceled this year, because I think that if I'd had to do con crunches on top of everything else, I probably would have lost my mind more than I already have. You know? Is my audio even working? I can't actually tell. Oh yeah, the little dot's moving. Nobody said anything in the chat for a little bit, so it's kind of hard to tell. What happened? What happened? What happened? You're slipping on me, Necky. Come on. I don't even know. Must be lint. Must be lint somewhere. Ah, yes, I see the lint. That's why we keep Q-tips in our sewing machine. Give it back. Oh, and we lost our little bobbin guard. That's what happened too. Here we go. That will hopefully be, it didn't work. Didn't click in. It's always around this time of day too when my sewing machine is like, I'm not gonna cooperate anymore. I know you're tired and you want to be done for the day, but we're gonna make it longer because we're just not gonna work properly. Stay. There you go. I'm just going to go over that again. So I don't like that there's a little gappy there. We don't need gaps. Ta-da! Better. It's not the most beautiful seam of my life, but it's fine on the outside. We've got all this, almost all the stripes sewn on these toes now. We just have a couple left. Just a few. This is one of the reasons why I usually don't stream with audio on, because after a while I kind of run out of things to talk about. Even I run out of things to talk about eventually. Nice. Okay, cool. We have all the toe pieces sewn up. Now we can start. Oh, camera went out of focus again. Come back to me. Come back to me. There we go. I don't know when I did that, but hopefully it hasn't been like that for too long. Oh, okay. All the ankle pieces back together. Move these toes here. Yeah. We're doing just fine. I just like saying little reassuring things to myself while I'm working, apparently. I didn't realize how much I do that until I started streaming, and then here I am, just like just words of affirmation for myself, I guess. The water in my water bottle tastes weird, and I can't decide if it's the ice or if it's the water or if it's the water bottle. I put it through the dishwasher and I scrubbed it by hand, so it should be fine, but it's just funky. Funky fresh flavor of water. Maybe I will put some powdery, make the water taste better stuff in it next time. Put a little crystal light in there or something. Some Gatorade powder. I've been trying to have less sugar lately because it makes my skin break out. And that's not good. We don't like that. Where'd that other ankle go? Yep, we got him. We got him. Why does that look like it's running the wrong direction? It's not. Okay, we're good. The last thing I need is to have traced pieces running the wrong direction. Let's not have that. It looks like I'll be probably about halfway done with these by the time I call it quits for the day, and that's not bad. not a bad day, all things considered. Okay, now where do we put our clouds? This is the exciting part. We got to sew claws into the toes. Start with the big ones. Okay, let's see. Okay. Just like to check the reference every now and then, make sure I'm not doing the wrong thing. I have nightmares about that sometimes, actually, where I'll get like 2/3 of the way done with a fursuit and discover that I'd used the wrong color or something. Fursuit builder nightmares. Probably sounds silly. I mean, it is silly, but I used to have nightmares about going to a con and ending up discovering that I'd left my hand paws at home or something like that. And I had nightmares like that every now and then. And then one year, I think that was Anthrocon 2016, I had like packed a fursuit. No, it definitely was. I had parts to deliver that I'd brought for clients, and I had packed my fursuit to bring and to wear. Somebody outside has a ginormous penis, apparently. They need you to know that their truck is the loudest one around. Anyways, I had got to, let's just see how this looks. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, that is a good kangaroo toe. Yes, I'm very excited about that. Okay, I got to the con and I went to get in fursuit and ended up discovering that I had accidentally left one of my feet paws at home. So all of those nightmares that I've had all those years, and then one time I actually did it. And I have to say, I was so relieved that it was one of my paws and not one of the parts for the suits that I was trying to deliver, because I would have felt so bad if I'd showed up to a con, like did all that work to get somebody's fursuit done in time for a con, and then discover that you left a foot paw at home or something. That's like worst nightmare. Like, my sister lived with me at the time, and she was at home, so I texted her and I was like, hey, is my foot paw at home? And she sent me a picture. She's like, is it this one? It's like, yeah, it is that one, thank you. Like, to be completely honest, I hadn't really been in the mood to fursuit that day that much. It was just that other people were going to fursuit, and I wanted to be a part of the fursuiting festivities. So, but yeah, it's only ever happened once so far. I really dislike doing con deliveries for fursuits. I try to avoid that whenever possible. So maybe if I'm lucky, it'll never ever happen again. Okay. Do that and this and that. Okay. But yeah, 0 out of 10 would not recommend the experience of leaving your foot paw at home. I think that's what we all have nightmares about. And, my buddies were like, oh, you could just go and wear your shoes. But me being the person that I am, I just couldn't do it. It looked too funky. I ended up just going out and drinking like you do. Just run out and have a good old adult beverage at the bar with your friends. seems like a forever ago, and yet only yesterday at the same time. AnthroCon 2016 was probably my favorite con that I've ever been to. Not because of the con itself, mind you, but I just met and got to spend time with some really amazing people at that con. So it was good. It was very good. I think the kangaroos have really cool claws. You know, they're like weird bouncy deer, but their claws are so big. I've never seen a kangaroo in real life. It's one of those things that I would love to do at some point in my life. It's just, I would love to go to Australia. Of course, all the places that I really want to visit are super, super far away. So I would like to go to Australia, and I would like to go to Japan, and I would like to go to Ireland or Scotland, one of the two, or maybe both. Honestly, I would kind of like to go to Canada at some point, but that's not that far away. I got my passport a couple of years ago, and I've not used it so far, which makes me a little sad, but at the same time, it is what it is. I have always wanted to travel. Pretty excited about these. I think they're gonna look really good. Thought I was one claw short there for a second, but it was just hiding. I wonder if my stream's doing okay, because people keep leaving and then coming back. And I wonder if that's because the stream keeps dying or if it's something else. Because I seem to remember that YouTube was having a lot of problems with that. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to switch to a different streaming service. Well, okay, we've got our toes. Set those aside. We're going to do the ankles first. that was a broken needle. That was exciting. I don't know where the tip of that went. Well, I guess it was bound to happen at some point. Where did that go? Literally, the tip of it hit my face. This is why I should be wearing safety glasses. I don't know. Well, we'll find that at some point. Oh, there it is. We're good. It broke it into 3 pieces. Dang, that wasn't even a very old needle. Yep. Look at that. Ta-da. Well, I'll grab another one. Load it up. I only used that one for like 10 hours worth of sewing before it broke. Something just went cattywampus in my machine there, I think. It's rather exciting. It's a little bit more excitement than I really wanted in my evening. Okay. And I wonder what happened. What happened that made it do that? Something must just have gotten pulled out of the way. Oh, that's okay. Now I'm just a little nervous that it'll happen again. Just have to go a little slower. Sometimes things just happen. Something will pull one way or something like that, and you'll end up breaking a needle. There's like little pieces of needle. I kind of wonder, because something definitely hit my face. I wonder if it was that little piece that I just found on my desk. I don't know. I don't know. At least we didn't lose an eye. Usually when I break a needle, it just goes down into the machine. It doesn't usually do what it just did, but I should get some safety goggles or something the next time I go to the hardware store. I'm actually surprised that it broke right there and not on one of the toes. So I would think that it would break on a toe, if anything. Happens though. Well, it is just after 6 o'clock, and quite frankly, because of all that needle breaking excitement, I think that it would be a good stopping point. So I'm lucky that that little piece of needle only hit me in the cheek, but I'm kind of thinking that that might be a good place to stop for the day. So, thank you guys for watching the stream. I'm really glad that I had so many people pop in and join. I hope that it was good. I'm sorry that there were some stream issues because of the internet kind of pooping out in places, but I'm gonna make soft plans to stream again later in the week. And I will post about it in the group chat before I do. I'm kind of hoping that I can plan it in advance enough that that it will, we'll give you some notice this time instead of just doing it random daily stream or something like that. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining and watching. It was really nice to have some company. It's really nice. It's really encouraging to have people join in the stream, and it's nice to have some company while I work. So but thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.